So this thing broke. Let's figure out how we can fix it, what we can do with it. Okay, so if you guys have ever used one of these, it's great for picking up nails. Basically, giant magnet in here. When the handle is down, it works. When the handle is pulled up, it releases. But I did that somehow. So, let's figure this out. Let's see, what do we need? Nailed it. I think that's history. Yeah, so this one's bent too. We're gonna need to explore and see what's going on. And before I do anything, there's metal shavings all over this. So let's clean this up so I don't hurt myself. Let's throw some gloves on here. I'm a big fan of PPE. Metal shavings in your eye or your hands or your skin or wherever, it just sucks. I don't know why people fight it so much. And yes, I will use another magnet to clean this up, because now there's metal shavings all over the bench, but that's okay. I have a ton of ways of cleaning that up. Okay, let's see what is up here. Oh yeah, that's nasty. All right, so what's unclear to me is the mechanism by which these attach to the magnet that's inside here. I have no idea. So we're gonna have to go a little bit further and see what's going on, because this doesn't make sense to me. These are both shot. I mean, I thought these should have stayed attached to the magnet inside, and then you would screw these in, and that's what would pull the magnet up. But these clearly, that didn't work that way. So I am going to do a little bit more investigating, spare you the boring part. And when I figure something out, I'll bring you back. All right, so it's becoming clear to me that I've got to take the insides out in order to see what's going on. So let's get this handle off first. And now I can work with this much easier. And we will grab a screwdriver here. Nope. There we go. And get to taking this sucker apart. Just in case you guys don't have a really nice screwdriver, I don't care who makes it, I'm not brand specific, but having a really nice screwdriver has been kind of a life changer. I got about maybe 10 different snap-on screwdrivers. When my father passed, I inherited a bunch of tools that were used in the aviation industry, and it became immediately clear to me why quality tools matter. I'm a huge Harbor Freight fan, however, I absolutely love every snap-on tool that I inherited, so you guys can have that argument if you want. But are they worth it? I don't know. It'd be awful nice if Icon made something like this. Maybe they do. Who knows? All right. Cool. That was easy. Big ass magnet. Let's take a look. I'll bet you that's just taped together. All right. So this is what we're dealing with. I gotta watch my fingers there. This is a metal portion of a bench. It sucked the magnet down. Another reason for gloves. Okay. All right, so this is dead simple. This is, all right, giant magnet. They've taped them in. This is going to get stuck. Good. This looks like it's just a spacer, actually. Yep, we're threaded here. We can lift, and as long as these threads aren't ripped, we're good. And actually, let's bend that straight. Well, that was easy. I don't know if you could tell, but it was bent. You know, and if these wind up being too loose or something is wrong, that's no problem at all. I'll just rethread them. But right now, I think what I'm looking for in my life are spacers that look exactly like this. You know, I could hunt all day long for metal tubes, but this is just a tube. It doesn't have to be metal. And this metal collapsed anyway because it was too thin. I don't know if you can see how thin that is, but that's terrible. So it occurs to me that a couple of old Bic pens or something like that would be really easy to chop down and turn into spacers. Yeah, basically any hard plastic tubing like this. This is an eraser tube, but I need a couple of them. These pens might work, however, I do like these G2 pens, but let's see what the length is here. All right, where are we at? It's too short. It's not going to work. I need old school Bic pens. All right, I'm going to keep hunting. All right, let's see what we've got. Got a supply cabinet here. These need to be rearranged, but the rest of it looks pretty decent. All right. Hopefully there's something in here, and if there is, we'll be in good shape. Light bulbs. I need another pen like this. I need cheap stuff. What do I got? So it occurred to me briefly that I might be able to use these pencils, but the diameter has to, well, it's not going to work. One of these pens may work, but that would be tight. So I've yet to find something in the shop. And also, this type of plastic is really brittle. These just snap. If you've ever seen them, they splinter. Whatever type of plastic these are is much different. And I may sacrifice a couple of Expo markers if the length is correct. Now, the idea here would be to chop off the end and then put the bolt through. So all I need is a tube. This is just a spacer. And actually, let's find out if the spacer is even necessary. What did the spacer do when the magnet was inside here? That's what I want to know. If the bolt on each side was threaded into the magnet, and the magnet is settled on the bottom, this is an aluminum housing, so it's of course non-magnetic. It's picking up. The handle is here. When I lift the handle, all the spacer does actually is prevent the magnet from coming too high, but what's the value in that? Why do I need a spacer at all? Once those bolts are in the magnet, why do I need a spacer at all? Why can't I just lift it, allow the magnet to come all the way up and release everything and go about my day? I'm going to try and reassemble this. I don't think those spacers are necessary, and if I'm wrong, we'll find out. So let's see, let's just skip it completely. It doesn't make any sense. Why do I need a spacer? It's just a magnet. Who cares? All right, I need a light. Let's use this one. And with the end open, I should be able to see in there. Yep. There's one. I'm not convinced I need those spacers at all. I think this is about to be fixed. Spacer schmacer. Let's see if we can find this. Oh, we get it. All right, let's look down this end. Oh, that's gonna be tough. I bet you guys can't see a thing right now, but I just got it. So I'm trying to do it by hand so I don't cross thread. magnet up, magnet down. Maybe you guys can see that. Magnet there. See if you can see that. Basically the magnet is all the way down here. If I tighten the bolts too much, it'll lift the magnet and it won't work. As a matter of fact, I think I need this magnet completely flush. So I'm going to loosen these bolts just a hair and see if the magnet will sit flush. I want the magnet sitting like that. So I can tighten these bolts. Okay, there it is. That's what the spacers do. This is steel, and that releases the magnet. The spacers prevented the magnet from sticking up top. I don't mind that at all. I can deal with that. These will come out eventually, but look how easy it was to get in there. This is done. I'm not screwing around with this anymore. I have other projects. This is not worth it to overcomplicate this. This is an extremely, yeah, there you go. This is what this thing does. Okay, you lift the handle. That's what it does. I don't mind knocking these down by hand. That's not gonna hurt me. Those are garbage. Waste of time. Let's get these screws back in, and this is a done deal. So of course those are loose. Snug, snug, flip, snug. All right, let me grab this handle, put this sucker back on, and we are good to go. This needs to go like that. There's a nut here somewhere. Okay. Magnets up. Magnets down. Fine by me. All right. That works again. Now I just have to find a place to store it. No idea where I put it last time. So, let's try something and see if this works. Good enough. If I need that space, I'll move it. If not, that's done. Cool. See you next time.